Yeah, we can do this again. Very good, very good. This beginning is so fantastic, and you're going to play this with a professional orchestra here in Malmö. And it's a big, big hall, 1,500 places, right? And it's coinciding with that this is an opening that the piano does for once. And it's quite rare that we have that in the piano history of piano concertos, right? It's Rachmaninoff and it's Beethoven and it's this one. And I really think you do a fantastic job of filling up the space here. And I think Saint-Saëns also had this thought of just presenting the soloist and doing a sort of improvisation, and maybe even you can use that, because I know what it feels like to be in a big hall with an orchestra, and perhaps it's not your first time because you played Ravel with orchestra, but this is a professional orchestra, and you sort of have to fill the space of a soloist, right? You have to have something to say. And it becomes very special when you start rehearsing, and it's a completely different situation than just playing solo, so to speak. So maybe he does this improvisation to present the piano, the soloist, and maybe you can use that as sort of a warm-up almost, to see what is the hall like today, because you will rehearse and there will be no audience, and during the concert.
You are also like much more flexible at the same time, and you have more responsibility as you are more flexible with the professional orchestra.
Exactly.
Than with a student orchestra, for example.
They want something from you. They want to be inspired by you when they start playing, right? And I'm absolutely sure you can fill those shoes. And you need to fill the hall with sort of sound and that sort of choral-like and organ-like sound. And so I think you can use this as both an improvisation style that he does. He presents the key, he presents the soloist, he presents not so much maybe the theme, but still some motifs here. Use this time and the space to just listen to yourself in the hall. And we will talk about that during rehearsal, of course, but also for the audience to get to know you. Maybe it's a good way of opening a concert. There are other concerts that are awful, like Brahms' D minor, where you sit and wait for half an hour before you start. And I think this is kind of a very nice and not relaxed, but a very warm opening and dramatic one. So use it to sort of get warm in your clothes, as we say. So try. That we have to work with as soloists is to not perhaps repeat ourselves because we get bored. Could you try another version of that? I could ask you for a third version, and I would really like for you to have that for the day of the concert, so that you have different ways of playing it. It doesn't have to be one way, right? I really like that. I was thinking a little bit, it was fantastic. I have really not much to say, but I was thinking a little bit about the space between the top chord here when you finished. It's ritardando, but you're making sort of a very big space here. Between this and that. Could you shorten that, perhaps, so we have more tension? Do you know what I'm talking about here? Between that one. Because we're losing a little bit tension. Can you do the whole series of...
Starts with like Bach, right?
Yeah, you can
It
elaborate.
was almost like a joke that this concerto is like from Bach to Offenbach in the second and third movement, and then we have like the big change right from the introduction.
And at the same time, it's very not our time music. So it's so romantic. It's almost sometimes in this concerto and the other movements, it's almost humor today to listen to those kind of themes and those kind of motifs, and the way he composes is out of date, so to speak. But I love that. I really love that, and the way you play, it's very serious, and you should keep it that way. It's really an honest beginning from his side, wanting to really portray this kind of style, right? So let's continue. Do you want to do your theme?
Yes.
Now it's really beginning, right? Now the concerto begins. Can I see that again? I think unlike the other movements that you play fantastically well, which portray and which he puts in this kind of jeu perlé that they say in France. They call it in French that kind of fast kind of playing, you know. I think in comparison to that, I think he wants something that is the complete difference. So I would not play them. You play them very light, very beautiful, but I would do them more. And here, can you fall down with that note so it doesn't become too much of that direction? But most of all, sort of a heavier sound, not jeu perlé, the opposite. Yes. Fill the hall. Yeah, good. Can we try that again? Because this is I've done this with you before, but this is my way of showing you how this would sound in the hall. And you have to you will be alone there too. And then it's much more easier in the beginning because you have so much sound. But here you have this, sort of oboe-like melody. Think about filling the room. How was that? Could you hear the whole? out there?
Yeah, it was much like
Because-
wholesome experience.
Yeah, because it's such a big void to fill, right? So, and that was much better.
And this way sometimes we like record ourselves like to
Yeah.
also hear from outside perspective.
It's a
because
good-
it's easier to get like kind of
Sometimes,
close a vacuum view
Yeah.
of yourself. Yeah.
sometimes we record very close with
Yeah.
our phone, but it's a really good idea to record yourself from afar. because it's a big hall, and that's the only thing I'm talking about today, obviously. but so, and don't be careful when you come here. What kind of sound? Is it just, or is it? How much can you make it sound? And be careful to not to get stuck here. So that fa diez, F sharp. What can you do with that? So it doesn't become stale. Can you try it again? It's falling down. Yes, good. The whole now. Finally, the orchestra comes in to help you a little bit. Better and take your time. I mean, take your time. Even the conductor should follow you here, so you can say you need some more time to just make them sound, so they don't become rushed or hurried in that sense. I really like that a lot. When you come here, maybe not wait for that too much. Instead of try to really just continue. Can you do from and here legato? It's really good. Yes, good. Directly. Especially if you did what you did now, which was really good. You did sort of not a ritardant, but you waited for that.
Yeah, basically you borrowed time.
So it's, if you do that, if you do that kind of, yeah, exactly. You really need to go forward there. Yeah. Good. Continue. From wherever you want.
From B, maybe, yeah?
Yeah. Preferably without pedal, because then you can hear. Yeah. So it never becomes something, you know, it should just be something you've done 100 times and nothing special. So we can do that together with me from A?
Yep.
A? Yeah. Then we do, yeah, sorry. Okay, good. We can do, shall we do C? in Copenhagen. You know, the people are happy and they're eating, you know, ice creams and candied apples, and it's, but a little bit more of a sway to it, so to speak. Can we try that?
Yeah, like we talked that this one is almost like a double bass, but jumping double bass, and that's where like my character also changes.
Your character is double.
Yeah, but now
but
we tried the Tivoli.
Okay. It's very much. It's very much what comes later on with Poulenc and Milieu and those kind of Les Six, some kind of, you know, very surrealistic and almost burlesque kind of bass line, right? We have that. I mean, this is just a detail, but it's people love. I mean, the audience will love when this arrives because it's so much fun. Can you try that? So it not too slow, so to speak. That is my word. Yes. Good. Nice.
We start from tempo 1.
Yes. Something like that. Very nice. No, I really like your the seriousness in which you tackle this concerto. It really needs the full attention and the full sort of care and love for the sound and this, the seriousness of this music. It's really an honest concerto in that sense, romantic honesty. And so I really like this. That kind of sort of sadness that you portray here. Could you do it again for me, so I can listen to it? Different from first time when you play, which I really... It's always good to play them after each other, the beginning and this very end. And I would maybe suggest what you're doing even more. Why not try to do it without pedal and just do it with the legato to make audience come to you? First time you make, you feel the whole. And this time you say, come listen to me here. Can you try that? Do it from you could do pianissimo. Have that sort of in mind, that sort of a vision of bringing the listeners to you, right? I really, really like that. Thank you so much.